Jason, let me have you step in this microphone here a little bit. You suffered an injury over the course of the winter months. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, basically, I was in a car accident back in October, and I suffered some damage to my spine, which basically is pinching my sciatic nerve 24 hours a day, so it limits me in what I can do. So I kind of reevaluated and realized that I had to take some time off from racing, so just kind of thought about everything, and Bob and I have been talking about merging or working together for a while. So we talked about it a little more seriously and made something happen.
You've been involved in the sport for several years. Give me a little history on your start.
It goes way back to, God, my father used to race back at the Pines. Him and his brother used to do figure eights down there. Nothing serious, they just used to get one of those $50 cars and tear it up, you know.
Yeah.
And they'd race them home back to Georgetown if they were still in one piece, and go back at it the next week. And then I just started going as a kid back to Hudson, like 1980, something like that, and just watched all these guys racing for so many years, and used to pester my dad to get back into it and get us a car. And finally in '87 we just started racing mini stocks, and it's kind of progressed from there.
So you've been since 1987. You've been involved.
I started driving in 1990. Yeah, before I was even old enough to get my license, and
wow,
kind of going everywhere we
could.
So
you went from a mini stock, a road runner as we call them today.
Yep.
Up the ladder to a street stock, a hobby stock, or what was the deal?
Well, we started out we were running the mini stocks. We had a Volkswagen Bug at first, and then we moved into what kind of got to be the outlaw mini stocks at the end. Now that's kind of what runs at the Oktoberfest. We were running those, and then I think like '97 we started to move into street stocks, and we ran those off and on until basically building the car that we were running a couple of years ago in '04, and then getting really serious in '05. So we just kind of dabbled with it for like the last 20 years, but we've been around and really built a lot of good relationships and a lot of good friendships with people, and racing's one of those games you can't beat.
It must be hard in your position because you're a racer. You've driven race cars, and to see what to be behind Bobby and support his efforts, because it's a joint effort. And to watch him race, yet. I mean, some people can't do that. There's just a lot of people if you're a racer, you're a racer.
I told him he's more of a man than me because I'd sell everything if I couldn't drive the car.
See what I mean? Because you're probably like me. I have a hard time going to a race and sitting in the grandstands.
Oh, yeah.
I can't do that.
Be in the pits, even if I don't even know anybody there, I'm going to spend the money just to walk around the pits just to be cool.
And he brings his helmet for that reason as well.
Always bring your racing suit.
That's right.
They'll always bring your racing
Any good
suit.
driver's always got his clothes, no doubt about it.
It's but you being in the grandstands, obviously you have an interest for Bobby because you guys are a teammate, pretty much.
Yep.
And watching the car go around out there, you're probably thinking to yourself, I mean, is the adrenaline the same?
Oh, yeah, the adrenaline's off the hook. I mean, a couple weeks ago when we won our first race together on the 29th, it was like I really thought my heart was going to explode right out of my chest because it was just such a prolific moment in all of my racing.
Prolific, Daryl.
Prolific, yes.
Like that's the $2 word for a moment. It's just one of those
Bob will
things.
give you $2.50 for it.
All right, no doubt about it. I'll hold him to it. But we've just tried to work for so long to get to a good level and to see, everything that my father and I worked for over the years and everybody that's been on our crew and sponsors, and then to get together with these guys and kind of click really fast and just work hard together and see all of our work culminate like that. It was awesome.
Well, I mean, it's like for the years, I've only been back this is, I think, my third season back from Florida, but the very first year I came back, you had Sharon who helps you out with your sponsorship program and that whole thing. And you guys are really keyed, you're really in tune to making sure that you take care of the sponsors, making sure that whole thing doesn't just give me the check and I'm out of here. No, it's follow back. And teaming up with Bobby, he already had an association with the Stratham Fair.
Exactly.
That whole combination came together, and I just think it's a great marriage. Obviously.
Well, that was one of the things that I really thought about. Because like December, January rolled around, and I knew that I wasn't going to be ready for the season to start. And like I said, Bob and I had formed a really good relationship over the last 2 or 3 seasons.
You guys kiss each other or what?
No, just once in a while.
Not on Friday.
If it was, I was drunk and
Never before the race, because that kind of thing can weaken your knees.
That's right. But when it all basically came down to push comes to shove, I thought about what I was going to do, and there was nobody else that I could have put in the car that would have done a better job or done, as well representing the sponsors that he had and that we have. So I figured that working together with Bob and his family and his crew would just,
I'll tell you,
his
dad is an exceptional guy. He's got a real one place in my heart, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what happens, Jason, when you get clearance and you're able to get back in the race car? Is it a two-car team? That's
what we're planning on for the future if things work out. We definitely want to keep working together strong because what we're building right now is just it's got some roots that are really taking shape that I think are going to go deep. And it's something that as long as we keep on the plan that we got together, I really don't see it stopping because it's just a great thing, and I think two cars will only make us stronger. But if everything works out, then we'll do that. But if it doesn't, then I'm going to still continue to try to get any opportunity that I could have had for myself, I'd like to give to him. So we're just going to keep going strong and do what we can.
Deal. So it's a genuine friendship that came out of a friendly rivalry, let's say. I mean, you guys found each other on the racetrack more often than not.
Last year, Jason, I mean, it was like there wasn't a week that went by that that car didn't get tore up. I mean, you were always in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah,
my
Bobby
heart
put him there.
Yeah, Bobby put him there a couple of times, and my heart went out to you. I mean, week in and week out, you had to take that car home and work on it and put body panels on it, and I mean, it was like. But yet, at the end of the night, you always seemed to have a smile about it. It wasn't, it's racing. This is what happens. I have to go home and do some work. But it wasn't. All right, some certain guys can handle their fault. And I tell this to everybody. And you've heard me say it at the drivers' meeting. There's so little gratitude in this sport because the victories are far shy from the disappointments that come your way. And for a racer to be a racer, you have to be a special person to be able to handle that negative part of it that we don't see victory lane often enough.
Yeah,
that's the reason.
See it enough.
And that's the reason that we came up with the Dash for Cash. Unfortunately, because of all the weather and problems that we've had and the extra divisions that we've had, we got through I think all the classes one time, Daryl.
Yeah,
I think that's what happened.
I believe all the larger classes one time.
Everything but the Ironman I think has gone through.
And supers.
That's correct. Supers, yeah.
Right.
They have to. In order for that to happen, it's got to be 12 field of 12 cars.
Correct.
Or more.
So all the eligible eligible divisions have had it.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, Bobby, what triggered your decision to jump in the 48 instead of saying no? I have a number.
Basically, what happened was 3 years ago when I started racing at Lee again, and I came from the Super. I needed to change my number because someone had my number, which was 11. I've had 11M forever. My remote control cars, bicycles, when I race bicycles, everything, and I had to change my number. So I kind of lost my I don't know how you say, I just couldn't have my number anymore. So Jason asked me if he could have his number and do what we were going to do, and I said, sure, why not? It's only a number to me, and it meant a lot to him because he's had it throughout pretty much his entire career.
So it would be the equivalent of reverse situation, being able to potentially keep the 11M, which is no longer there. So you don't look at a number as your identity anymore.
Not anymore. I did before. I was kind of grumpy when I didn't get my number, but I had to move on and quit being a girl about it.
We're kind of creating a new persona for you with the 48M. Anyway, doorman.
That's right.
We're going to take a short break.